Welcome to the Franklin County NC Podcast. I'm James Hicks, and this is a podcast about Franklin County, North Carolina. On our broadcast, we hope you'll learn a few things that you didn't know about Franklin County, North Carolina, plus some helpful tips for you in your daily lives. Today, I am joined by Virginia Campbell, who is a community paramedic with the Franklin County Emergency Medical Services Department. If you've been with us for a little while, or at least from the beginning of this podcast, I had Virginia on the podcast in late 2022 talking about the community paramedic program. Well, she is back to give us an update and to talk about a few things that have developed in the meantime. So welcome to the podcast, Virginia. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So there's been a lot of things that we'll get into, but and we've talked a little bit about your background before, but I guess we can remind people, well, where are you from originally?
Yeah, I'm actually from here. I was born and raised in Franklin County and been here all my life.
Okay. I'm going to go a little further than Franklin County. So where in Franklin County?
The northern part. I'm up in Epsom.
Epsom. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I remember listening to a local radio program when they were talking about old community names and things like that, and they were discussing Franklin and Warren. So I had listened out for those old community names every now and then, but you'll see them still on the map. And I know where Epsom is because, of course, I've been up there. We're developing Epsom Park and all of that, and right there along the Vance County border. So people will definitely be familiar with that. So how long have you been with Franklin County EMS?
So I've been with them 8 years.
Okay.
Yep, I got my start back 24 years ago with Epsom Volunteer Fire and Rescue. Started out there as an EMT and worked my way up as rescue captain. Took a few years off and came here as an EMT to work, and then worked my way up through paramedic, and now I'm a community paramedic. Okay.
And how long have you been a community paramedic here?
4 years.
Okay. And is that how long has the community paramedic program been around?
It's been going on for about 7 years.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And we talked a lot about that program back in 2022. Give kind of some overview of what the community paramedic program is.
Yeah, so the community paramedic programs, our goal is ultimately to keep people healthy and happy at home. Whatever resources we can do to connect that, home visits if you need it. We're seeing our high-risk patients, our fall risk, our COPDs, diabetics, but I'm also seeing the mental health and the substance abuse. So we're trying to make sure that all those resources that they need in our county are connected, and just to keep you healthy and at home.
And I would ask roughly, I'll ask for different statistics, but just roundabout figure about how many people take advantage of the community paramedic program.
So we're averaging 50 to 60 referrals a week now. And I've got 162 clients that are active on our community paramedic program right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of things do you do typically when you're with a referral or whatever? What kind of services do you offer?
Yeah, so it's going to vary with each one depending on what their needs are. The first thing we want to do is meet with them to just introduce ourselves and explain why we're there and how we want to help them. Get a little bit of their history. Do they have a doctor? Do they have transportation? Do they have food? What's their living arrangement? How's their mental health? What's their needs? And then try to connect those resources. Do you know about the senior center? Do you know who our local doctors are? How's your pharmacy? Can you afford your medications? Do you know where our food pantries are? Do you need help with any of that?
Okay. So definitely connecting people with a lot of the different resources that we have, kind of being that person to really figure out, what does the person need and how can they get what they need, essentially.
We try to be that liaison between everybody. Yeah, we want to be that voice that speaks up for them and just is an advocate for them, for their health.
Yep. Yeah. So as this program has continued, it feels like it's been a very popular program. I feel like there's been a lot of success stories, at least out of it, with people who really appreciate that service. But I don't know, since you last been on, has there been anything change in the last, year and a half or so?
Absolutely. So yeah, we do still have a second position of a community paramedic 2. You'll see a CP2 riding around sometimes. That position is actually 5 part-time individuals right now. These individuals work full-time on our ambulances, and they come in on their days off to help me with our community paramedic program. I alternate and set up their schedule for them, and they each have their own patients. They're out visiting people. So that's been a huge success, a really big help with our program, being able to take on more clients and see more people.
Absolutely. That expands your range almost of being able to meet people. So that's a really good thing to hear about. But we've also, so in your role as community paramedic, there's also a couple other cool things I feel like that have come about, and one was a little bit more recent, and there's probably a little bit more information. We did a video on it, but probably a little bit more information out there that we would want to talk about. But explain to me and everybody, what is a Carter kit?
Absolutely. So the Carter kit was actually developed back in 2019 in Michigan, and it was done by a gentleman whose son has autism, and he saw a need in the community of, we need a way to help those in the autism spectrum disorder handle traumatic events. How do we do this? And so he texted a few friends one night, and they came up with the idea of Carter kits. And they put together the first 10 and dispensed them from there, and that's where it's grown.
Yeah. So when I looked at sort of the Carter kit, it seems almost like it's almost like a go bag of different things that you could use. I mean, we talk about like an emergency management world and having a go kit and having all these different resources. So the Carter kit has all these different resources that you can use. So what is in the Carter kit?
Absolutely. So the Carter kits, you'll see we all carry a red bag, and you're going to see them on all of our single responder EMS vehicles, and we've all got a sticker on the side of the vehicle to let you know that too. But inside the Carter kit's a weighted blanket. It's a 5-pound blanket. That's for comfort. There's a sensory toy kit. It's got several different fidget toys in it, just random toys. Some noise-reducing earmuffs, super popular, and the sunglasses, because that helps with the lights. And then the most popular items are our nonverbal communication tool. It's a piece of paper that we're able to have them point to and tell us what they need or what they want in case they don't feel like communicating or they're just too overwhelmed at the time.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And so you said it was on the single responder vehicles. About how many of those out there, roughly-ish?
6.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 6 of us right now.
Okay. Okay, good. Do you have to be trained on this in some way, or at least have oriented in some way?
We do. We have some training that they go through, some videos that they watch to become familiar with, and we make sure we sit down and talk to them and explain the situation, because although it was developed for a child with autism or for children with autism, we've actually found that it's really useful in adults also if needed, or anybody. You don't have to have autism to need it. It could be just any form of special needs, or you're just having a traumatic event. It's just very overwhelming. This helps calm and helps distract and take away so that we can just redirect the energy right then and there so we can help you in.
Okay. And I don't know if you know off the top of your head, I mean, when did we start the Carter kits, roughly?
I got my first bag 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. So we've had it for a little while.
We've had it for a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And we've actually been able to use it several times. It's actually been very successful, very helpful with the individuals we've used.
That's what I was going to. That was the next question, is about how many times have we heard it being able to be used?
Several times over the last years, but 3 times specifically in the last 2 months.
Okay, that's really good. It's really good to hear. And we've got a video a little bit if you want to see a little bit of a Carter kit or kind of how that interaction goes about on our YouTube page on the Franklin For Your Health about Carter kits. And it's Virginia and Justin from EMS talking with Franklin, the EMS Fox, and kind of assessing that situation there and kind of showing how they use these kits. So check that out. That'll give you that sort of visual on the Carter kits. Is there anything else on Carter kits that I missed?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. It's pretty simple concept and idea, and it's obviously being actually utilized out there in a way. And I know I was thinking about even with that, not even necessarily with nonverbal or autism or whatever, but I was just thinking about my daughter she is almost a year and a half. And just thinking about communicating with her, and she's learning things, is that some things like this would be an easy way to communicate. So even really young children, if you really needed to try to do something there, that definitely was like, oh, wow, that's probably a great thing to have there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I certainly know I use different things to communicate with her. The other thing that was very interesting that's happened with the community paramedic, Virginia, is the addition of a new team member in Oakley. So tell everyone who Oakley is.
Absolutely. Oakley is an 11-month-old Labradoodle that we have taken in. He is in training right now, AKC training for therapy dog. And he's actually earned 4 of his certifications already. We've got Canine Good Citizen, we've got Canine Good Citizen Advanced, Canine Good Citizen Urban, and Trick Dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he'll actually test next month, probably about the middle of August, for his actual therapy dog certification. Right now, everything's working up to that point. But Oakley's job is for our EMS crews. After they have a stressful event, stressful call, they'll come by the office and visit with Oakley, or occasionally they'll call me and I'll bring Oakley to them. And it's a chance for them to just spend a little bit of time with him. It reduces their blood pressure, reduces their pulse rate, just puts them in a better mind space so we can go about our day and finish things out and kind of just de-escalate the situation that we're in right then at that time. The sheriff's department has used me. A couple of the police departments have used him. Fire departments have used him. We'll have people from the health department and different agencies here in Franklin County that will just call and ask me to bring Oakley by, and you can truly tell a difference. I said, it's kind of funny. I said, he doesn't even realize he's a hero. He's saving all of us.
Yeah. So, and when did Oakley come on? I'm trying to remember.
November.
Okay. Wow, man, we're coming around almost a year.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I remember we also have another video, Franklin for Your Health, on Oakley, and you can actually see Oakley and hear Virginia talk about him and see him do some different little things. But that was early on video. He probably has a lot more tricks now than he did then.
He does. He's got more tricks, more personality. He's definitely grown some. So.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned about going out to, stressful situations. I mean, I guess ballpark again, about how many times have you had to deploy Oakley for a situation roughly?
I would easily say about 20 times now.
Okay. Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah. And I would assume, I know we haven't had a whole lot, but it's going to ramp up, but would people see Oakley out potentially at events?
Oh, absolutely. We do. I've taken him to Friday night on the Tar. Okay. People have seen him there. He did really, really well. Cross Creek Charter School invited us back a few months ago before school ended. And we were actually able to go around to all the classrooms and introduce them and see everybody. That was great. The local libraries have had us, and we were able to visit all the local libraries for their after-school programs.
Okay. Yeah. That's great. It's great. So that's a pretty cool little thing too. And I know he's come by here before,
yeah,
to the administration building and all that. But that's a great way because a lot of places use therapy dogs, and he's still training up to be the fullest potential. But even just having that sort of to take your mind away from whatever's going on, in these situations that you deal with in EMS and public safety and all throughout. Definitely a good thing. So for the community paramedic program, or some of these other programs that you're involved with, what's on the horizon? What's in the future for Virginia, the community paramedic?
Oh yes, we plan to continue to expand this program, continue to form partnerships within the county, work with other agencies, just to continue to build and grow. We know there's a need. We know there are people out here that we haven't touched yet that don't know about us, and we just want to get the word out there of what we do and how we want to help and be that source of assistance for them.
So what can people do to learn more or to engage your services for the community paramedic?
Absolutely. You got me on the county website. My information's there. My phone number is there. There's an email address there. Reach out to me. Give me some information about what you need, and we'll make that happen. We'll come visit you and see you and take care of you. And
if it's not you, and if it's somebody you know, reach out as well, or encourage them to reach out so that we can reach the people that need the services and need the help. All right. So we have got this nice little update on the community paramedic Carter kits and Oakley. You might be seeing Oakley at an event near you. So be sure to stop by and tell Virginia and Oakley hello, and ask them about the Carter kits or whatever if you have questions and all of that. So, well, that's about all the time we have left for today. The Franklin County NC podcast is produced by Franklin County as a public service to better inform and provide timely and relevant information. Tune in for more informative shows about what is happening in Franklin County. Subscribe to this podcast from your favorite platform, like or rate the podcast, and share it with your friends and family. To find out more about Franklin County, North Carolina, go to our website at www.franklincountync.gov and sign up for our email newsletter while you are there. For all of us here at Franklin County, I'm James Hicks, and we'll talk to you soon.